Hello, everybody. My name's Puppeteen from I Love Puppets here on I Love Puppets today with a video. Oh, yes, this is going to be awkward. There's nobody watching live. But you know what? It's fine. I have two fantastic hosts here to help me. We have the... I didn't see your name until now. Oh no, we have the simp Zach. You know, we have a lot of Zachs on here. We found the simp.
I thought you saw it already. That's funny. That reaction is great. Yes. Nope. I am 100% abandoned Natasha Romanoff. I am all on board the Yelena Belova Express. Which is funny. It's funny because the actress that plays her is dating a Zach Braff.
Yeah, Zach Braff. Yeah. From Scrubs.
Simp for simpleton.
Oh.
If the
speaking of simpletons, on my other side, yeah, in the main slot, because in recording this, I cannot show my face, and I especially can't show it now that I said that about Froggy.
Yeah, he's here. Yeah, hello guys. I'm Puppeteen's in witness protection. Can't show his face around anywhere.
Yes,
people might recognize that, that fluffable bug.
Well, not as fluffy as you, Froggy. Anyway, getting straight to it, talking about Black Widow. It has come out very recently, and you know what? It's time we covered it. I know we're a little late to the covering game, but you know what? This movie's late, so it's fine. Because this movie is a prequel, going straight into the recap. It starts out with a young Natasha and her sister, Yelena, not her real sister, but they lived in Ohio as kids, and quickly being chased by the government that night, they make their escape with a father figure and the mother figure and their perfect quote-unquote American family before going back to, well, they go to Cuba, but before being sent to Russia, where Natasha and Yelena will go through the full widow program. And this movie actually has an intro. That's one of the weirdest things about it, because most of these films don't have a starting intro. But this one does. It has an eerie version of, what's the song called?
Nirvana, Teen Spirit.
Yes. And it's kind of a little bit chilling, but I liked it. I don't know about you, Froggy. I know if Rob were here, he would be talking about the music, but he'd also be complaining about a few things. But getting straight to talking about the movie, we are taken shortly after the Civil War. Natasha makes her escape on a boat. She goes, while it looks like the government's about to raid a facility and capture her, she's on a boat somewhere and tosses the phone. She ends up just chilling in a little RV for herself, just watching, I believe, James Bond movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But not all's well that ends well, because it's not a common experience for her. She finds that there's something out there left for her. She goes for a drive and she's stopped on a bridge. There's somebody after her in a mask, and we instantly know who this is. This is the Taskmaster. Any comments on that, Froggy?
Yeah, the Taskmaster is really cool in the comic books. It's basically a person who has, he's a guy, Tony Masters, former SEAL agent, who has the power to, just by looking at someone, copying their fighting technique.
Yeah.
Basically, you could say he's almost like a mutant, but he's not a mutant. He just has a super ability like that.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely. I believe in the comics it's referred to as a graphic flexibility. So like somebody who has a photographic memory, from memory, he can copy people's moves.
Yeah, there's a name for that. I forgot what it was, though.
Photogenic?
Yeah,
that's like me. I'm photogenic. Taskmaster.
You wish. If you,
I do. And there's our laugh out loud moment for the stream.
Yes, we always need one at least, and there it is. But going from there, Natasha realizes, hey, this guy isn't after me. He's after this case that was left in my car. And quickly, she goes to the case and makes a chase for it. She then is pretty much thrown off the bridge, and he falls, hits water, but not before grabbing the contents of the case. These red vials with a photo of her and Yelena when they were younger.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say I had to step away for a brief second. Did you mention where the case came from? Came from her Budapest safe house. If you like Black Widow in the MCU, Budapest is one of those key words.
Yes, and in fact, where does she go after that? She goes to Budapest to find who else but Yelena. And they don't know if they can trust each other. So for some reason, first thing they do is go and fight. But you know what? I'm not bothered. It was a good fight scene, I felt. Mm-hmm. The action in this movie is really, really solid. And so eventually they get to a point where they're choking each other out. And that's when Natasha's like, truce. Because she doesn't want to attack her sister or even her fake sister. And from there, we get some information exchanged. Yelena was just giving it to Natasha because she's the hero. She does this thing. She herself came out of the spell that she was under, that these new widows were under, herself just a little bit ago. And so she was going to let Natasha handle it. But that's when, who else but a widow is after them. So they are put on the run, a cool rooftop chase, and they end up knocking down this tower and sliding to the ground. But not before the widow does come out of her spell, and she aims the gun towards herself, knowing that she's failed. And she ends herself right there.
She doesn't aim it towards herself. What's his name? Dreykov. The overseer, he's controlling from his little control panel, isn't he? His tower, yeah. He's
in control. She's not. She doesn't want to do this, but she ends up shooting herself.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Quickly from there, it complicates things. Why? Because Taskmaster is also after the pair. But they do manage to escape by going into the subways and going in a place where she and Clint were hiding out for 2 days. That's what she said. We never got... No, it wasn't meant to be like a joke. That is what she said. It is actually what she said.
That is true. She did actually say that. Just the way it sounded.
Yes. There's no joke there. But... From there, she's led quickly along to who else? They need the lead to find out how Dreykov, which is the villain of this film, is making more widows. How the program got started again. And to find him, they're going to chase down a lead. And who else? Froggy, are you okay?
Just
what? Yeah, I'm fine.
What was that about?
Wow.
Nothing.
Were you tapping into the coffee force again?
That's what it looked like. Yep, there it is.
Well, Marani's going to, I guess, not have some issues with it. But you know what? I'm glad you're excited. In just a moment, we're going to take a break from the recap to express how we were feeling up to this moment. Because from here, after resting, they head towards... Well, where else but a Russian prison? And that's where we're going to take a break. Take a moment to pause because a lot has happened in just a few short moments of this opening. So, Froggy, how about you go ahead and take the floor? How are you feeling going this far in?
I'm on the floor.
It had you on the floor?
No, you told me to take the floor. Where am I supposed to take it?
No, don't actually take the floor. Explain. You were the most excited person that I've seen talking about this movie. Really, Frog. So I want to feed off of that excitement that you've got. So go ahead, explain just up to this moment. How are you feeling about this movie?
Well, I forgot what moment you're at because I've been past you for like.
They're just about to go to the Russian prison.
Oh, the Russian prison. Up at this point, the Taskmaster thing was kind of cool. The hotel scene. You got Thaddeus Ross, basically General Ross, hunting her down because this is right after Civil War. They're all and she's watching him. She's basically telling him, you're not able to stop me. She even calls his phone. He's like, I don't want to hurt anybody. Call your men off. This is gonna end badly for you. And he's like, whatever. I know. He sends his men in, and she just literally wipes the floor with them, which is funny. But it really irritated me though was she left her costume there. There was no reason to leave the costume.
That's true, but I guess she feels like she's done, and it's understandable. After Civil War, what does she have? Cap's gone somewhere, and her family that she had made with the Avengers, they're broken apart. It's over.
I don't care. I don't care though. But she had the costume before the Avengers, though. I'm just saying, and I'm also. Do you know how hard it is probably to get another costume like that?
Here's the thing, though. Her costume, probably Iron Man put some tracking device and technology in it. He could track her with it, probably.
It was in the belt.
It could have been somewhere. He could have put.
And then her pants would have been falling down the entire movie. And with how many ass shots there were in this film, that's worth mentioning.
There were a lot.
Pants. Did you realize that it was actually a onesie? It's a onesie.
That's true. It is a onesie.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, I mean, this kind of downplays her because Black Widow has a way of jamming things too. She knows how to She's not stupid. She knows how technology works. She couldn't figure out where the tracer was. And destroyed it.
I guess it was more symbolic for her. She was done.
I think it is that. It's more of a symbolic.
It was more like I'm gonna go into hiding now. I'm gonna be on the run again. I'm used to this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The thing is that another thing that the MCU fails to mention is that she's as old as Captain America, just a little younger.
This changes that. She is Black Widow is supposed to have an anti-aging serum, and I'm pretty sure she does in the comics. But this Black Widow does not. She was a child in the 90s, so she clearly does not have.
Yeah, that I didn't really care for her, man, because I kind of like the fact that she's anti-aging. It means that guess what? She can stay around forever.
Yeah.
I mean, she could have, other than the fact that we know that she dies in Endgame. But anyway, I think we're going to go ahead to the prison scene where a fantastic performance by David Harbour is just, this is where it comes in. Because he was the dad in the flashback scene. But now he is covered in tattoos.
That was crazy.
Beard.
What do you think of that?
He is like Fat Thor.
I know, but no, seriously. What do you think of the whole plane scene, the taking off? He's on the wing shooting. That was crazy.
Oh that was at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was about to say he's gonna fall off. He's gonna fall. Nope, does not fall off.
Yeah, because he has the serum. He's a super soldier.
Yeah,
and
the Guardian.
Yeah, so they have to go break him out of prison, basically, because they need an answer because he knows where the murder was, or that's what they're thinking. And this was a crazy action scene. For anybody who's basically saying this movie sucks, obviously did not watch this because this is awesome. The whole thing planning out. That's unbelievable. She can't beat up all those guys. Apparently didn't watch Iron Man 2.
Or Avengers 2.
This is a moment to talk about because Zach made a mention of how easy it would be for her to get a costume again. She does. She gets this all-white version of her Black Widow costume.
Well, no,
I do like the all-white costume.
The reason
of course you do, you simp.
Not really easy.
Not Yelena, Natasha. I mean, Yelena's is good too.
She had it in storage. That's what it was.
It's just in storage. That's right.
Yeah. So,
but it actually worked out nice in the film.
This is also where we got a nice scene of her climbing into the plane. Woo.
But they do manage to get David Harbour, the Red Guardian, out of the prison. They get him in the plane, and both.
Hold on, you're skipping over all the good parts.
Hey, go ahead, take it away, Frog. Take it away.
The avalanche, the whole avalanche scene. And
not before that. Before he even breaks out, he's arm wrestling. He's arm wrestling against a guy talking about he kicked Captain America's butt.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And here comes this big old dude. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever, and then he smacks it. And the guy starts crying. The big dude,
because he's like, when was this? And he's like, I don't know, the 80s, and Captain America was still frozen in the ice. But now we know, though, actually, after watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, we know they did have other Captain America. So maybe he's not lying. Maybe it was a Captain America, just not Roger's Cap.
Do you think he went against
Isaiah Bradley?
Yeah, Isaiah Bradley, maybe.
Maybe he could have. We don't know.
And he's been locked up, so he doesn't know that the one that came back is white.
Maybe.
So is that because he is kind of a dumb character? I mean, intelligence as far as. I mean,
he says he was the strength, the brawn, and Yelena, the mother figure, was the brains.
Yes.
So
which after the scene at the prison, that's where he is able to lead the girls to, because they aren't happy with him, but he doesn't have the answers on where Dreykov is. So he quickly says, okay, well, I know where Yelena is. And you can tell that Yelena kind of wants to see her mother. That was the closest thing they had to a family.
But the helicopter ride scene inside there. and he's like, oh, look at my girls, look at you, it's great. He's like, and she's like, yeah.
You're the #1 child killer assassin in Russia. You are an Avenger. He says, like, their ledgers must be dripping. I was like, oh wow, Natasha probably doesn't like that.
And then I love how like Yelena's like, yeah, they stuck stuff up inside us and ripped out our whole entire
the reproductive organs, because he makes that joke. He's like, "Oh, is it that time of the month?" And she's like, "Can't have a period, you idiot."
Yes, and that you can tell that he was not signing up for all that information.
You can tell the actress Florence Pugh, I can't pronounce her last name correctly, but she was having a ball just saying the whole lines, just having fun.
Yeah, her lines are some of the funnest ones in the movies.
Speaking of her performance, Yelena, I have to mention this scene during the prison breakout, and that's when she's being shot at in the helicopter. So she puts it on a stall, takes out a grenade launcher, and just shoots down this one tower that was shooting little bullets at her. Takes it down. It was great.
The only problem is that Black Widow's like, you idiot, because it causes an avalanche.
It causes the avalanche, yeah.
And Yelena looks at the avalanche and says, "Oh, this would be a cool way to die."
Yeah.
That was gold.
That made me laugh. That made me chuckle. I was like, okay, I like this. I like this new Black Widow.
But quickly, this is they're led to Yelena, who is raising pigs on this farm.
I don't know why that made me Froggy. When you watched, did you notice anybody? Did anyone look familiar? Any ex-girlfriends in that scene?
What?
Oh,
Miss Piggy.
Hold on a second.
What do you have there?
What is that?
I got my knife.
Oh
no! Put that down. No murder on I Love Puppets.
There's a barrier between us.
Fragile.
I'm safe from you.
Yeah, he's all water and meat.
I know this is like a Roger Rabbit, where I have the realistic physics and you have the cartoon physics.
Yes, but anyway, This is the family reunion, but it's not the one they want. Why? Because while Red Guardian puts on his costume and he's all hyped up and he's like, "My family, yes, we were so great." He missed them. He clearly missed them. In fact, just a little mention that people have talked about. on his arm, he has a tattoo with a heart, and in it, the names are Natasha and Yelena.
In Russian. So you have to know Russian to get that. But yeah, that was really cool.
But clearly the girls didn't believe that because the way he talked to them.
Yeah.
They were just tools.
I mean, he is very, very egotistical. He thinks more of himself than he actually is. And when Natasha says, like, you're an idiot, and calls Melina a coward, and that's when she says that this isn't real. And Yelena in this moment is like, don't say that. Don't say this wasn't real, because this is the closest thing I've ever had to a family. And if that time wasn't real, then what am I? What do I have? And that's when she storms off.
Yeah, but before this, though, we get the pig.
Oh, yeah, where Melina forces the pig to stop breathing. And it just doesn't stop, and it does. And then the girls are like, oh, God, stop it. Why are you doing this? While it's dying on the floor, and she lets it breathe again. And it's like
gets up and walks away.
I think, because what is that? It's showcasing the programming and conditioning that the widows go under, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, all of them.
Yeah.
And between this, we get a little moment between Red Guardian and Yelena, where Yelena is saying, all you do is think about yourself. What does he say? The Crimson Dynamo. And he's like,
no one wants to hear about you. Nobody wants to hear about your days as the Crimson Dynamo. And he's just like, he's like, actually, I was the Red Guardian.
Get out.
that was good.
While that's happening, Natasha and Melina have a moment, and Melina explains that she's sorry, and she already contacted the Red Room. They're on their way.
Dun, dun, dun.
Things pace quickly from there. The Red Room just comes on in. The people take them over. We get to see Melina in a Black Widow costume. She's looking pretty nice. She's from The Mummy, and she. Okay, who's sounding like the simp now? Woo.
So we got the Yelena simp, we got the Melina simp, and then Froggy is the Scarlett Johansson simp, maybe. I don't know.
We're all simps for Scarlett Johansson. Let's not kid ourselves.
I'm soft and cuddly, hold me.
But from there, they're taken up to the Red Room. It's this sky base, almost like that one James Bond movie that had the one guy come.
Yeah.
All these women up there.
I thought that was really cool.
Bond.
You know what? It kind of reminds me of Hardcore Henry.
I can see where you see that.
It kind of reminded me. I mean, it was like, because if the Soviets kind of copy and make these lesser or more industrial versions of American things. So it kind of reminded me, it's like it was a Soviet version of a helicarrier, basically.
But it's taken up, and Red Guardian's feeling kind of betrayed. But we see Natasha and Red Guardian put into a cell. While Yelena is being taken to have her brain taken out to understand what went wrong.
And she says, this is a less cool way to die.
Yes. And Melina goes to Dreykov. But very quickly, while discussing the situations with Dreykov and what's exactly going on, Dreykov realizes exactly who it is. And they take off the mask. It isn't Melina, it is Natasha. And they reveal through flashbacks that they, in fact, switch places using that face-changing technology that they used.
Yeah, from Winter Soldier, right? Yep. That was really cool. I like that. That whole flashback's like, I don't know. I really dug that. I thought that was really cool because they do that. I think they do it twice, don't they? 2 or 3 times where they flash back to back at Elena's house. Like, okay, here's how we only have the one set of earbuds, so only 2 people could have earbuds. Yeah.
They put one in Yelena's ear and one in Melina's ear.
Red Guardian thinks he has one. How can I
get And like, in that moment,
you don't have one.
Because Melina reveals that she's actually in the cell, gets him out. Oh, I built them. Of course I can get us out. And says, you don't have an earpiece, as after he pours his heart out to Natasha. Natasha, if you could hear me. But quickly goes from there. It's revealed that Natasha, she tries to harm Dreykov. Tries to outright just take him down right there. But she can't. Why? Because Dreykov has a special pheromone that makes it so that the widows cannot harm him. They can get pretty close, but they can't harm him at all.
They can't pull a trigger.
They cannot actually lay a hand on him. They can't pull a trigger. Yeah, nothing like that.
Yes.
Only up close, though. If they're from a distance, they can shoot them.
Well, no, because she had a gun. And
No, because she was close.
Oh, I guess if she had like a sniper or something from like.
Because we found out in the beginning that we found out that she actually thought she killed this guy because she waited till his daughter walked up, and I think she was working. Was she working with Shield? I'm not.
I think that because she mentioned that was like the final part of her switching over to Shield. Her I guess her defection.
The guy walked. So the guy walked to the building. Watch his daughter.
His daughter. The daughter walks into the building with a red ledger, by the way. Yeah, if anyone caught that. And then when she gets up, when the girl gets into the office and she sets the ledger down, she's like, "Okay, that's it. That's his office." And then they blow up.
Yeah, and this is the guilt, the red in Natasha's ledger that, in fact, I realized was mentioned in the first Avengers movie. Loki brings it up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. He actually says, Dreykov's daughter and a fire. Because I was thinking about that. Yeah. A few other people. Yeah.
But you know what? She quickly is just... she's allowing him to explain everything. He does the classic villain move. Oh, this is my plan. Look at all my widows, all my girls across the world. Ha 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 ha. And she is on the other side of the desk, looks at him, realizes that, she can't lay a hand on him yet, but smashes her face into the desk too.
You know why she does? Because first she kind of like lets him basically throw punches at her. Like he punches her in the face like several times, and I guess the plan was that he would do the favor for her because you have to sever the olfactory nerve to keep the pheromone from registering to the brain. So it's like she was planning for him to do it for her, but since she says he was too weak to do it, she goes and just
another insult to him, saying you're too weak to even hit a girl.
Right.
Yeah.
And then just like. She gets herself the Owen Wilson treatment. And
her nose isn't that bad. But she, at that moment, starts beating up on Dreykov until other widows come in from the training room. And he says, as he gets up, they've knocked her to the floor, nobody leaves this room until she's dead. And he walks away. He's going to escape.
Meanwhile, we got what's her name? Melina, I think it tells Yelena, saying, "Hey, guess what? I left a knife inside you, in your pocket, no." And she grabs it, cuts herself free. She kills the doctors.
Yelena, yeah.
Yeah, she crawls inside the vents, and then it's funny. As she's coming out of the vent, she drops down. She does the
She does the pose. And she says, "Oh, that was disgusting. I can't believe
because earlier in the movie she tells Natasha, "Why do you do this? It's like you think everybody's watching you,
and you whip your hair back.
We are watching you.
You're such a poser.
Such a poser." But you know what? She's such a poser now, and clearly this simp on this side is clearly happy about it.
Yeah, her job is basically to get the chemicals, the anti. Mind control levels. Yeah. And then basically, and she has to try and get it, basically to get it through the fan system or something like that. And the problem is that the bad guys come in, they shoot everything, up. So then she's forced, she basically runs towards Natasha.
Yeah.
Well, Natasha's getting, it's funny. Natasha's getting her butt kicked, it's like, then finally she throws it in there and then she shoots it. I think
red sparkles everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's attached to a grenade.
Oh yeah, grenade. Yeah, it's a grenade.
She's got it attached to a flashbang grenade or something.
I mean, the glass wouldn't kill you, buddy, right?
Oh, that's a fair point.
It's a movie. Calm down.
You know what? This movie
talking frog.
That's right. This movie does have a sin though that's going to come up a little later, just a bit, because all these widows are free, and they say, "What do we do now?" And pretty much Natasha says, "Be free, go," and that's when they're trying to do that final rush to Dreykov, who's trying to escape, but not before there's a fight between Red Guardian and Taskmaster.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and Yelena comes in. I love the moment where he does so many poses in this movie, but he brings out the claws like he's Black Panther.
He does the Black Panther pose, yeah.
Yep.
Maybe not that one, but yeah.
It's not actually he, because in this scene in the office, they revealed that while this is the mission, it's actually she. It is Dreykov's daughter who's been programmed.
Well, she survived the explosion, but she was badly injured. So they basically put like a computer, she's almost like a cyborg almost. They put a chip inside her head, and using the visor, connected to the chip, she's able to download all the information as far as who's fighting stuff. Because you saw early in the movie, she was watching the Hawkeye battle against Black Widow.
Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah, and Black Widow.
Doing so, and these moves are awesome. But the fight between Red Guardian and Taskmaster is pretty short, because Taskmaster manages to knock herself into a cell, and that's when Yelena closes it, and she's locked in. But in the escape, as this sky tower is falling apart because Yelena didn't exactly do what she was supposed to,
she's on the earpiece. Yelena, honey, change of plans. I've accidentally blown up one of the rocket thrusters, and now we're going into a controlled crash.
Yes.
She's like very calmly saying that as she's walking past the exploding turbine.
Have a good day, honey. But that's when Natasha, as this is coming down, ends up by that cell and sees Taskmaster, Dreykov's daughter, that's the blood in her ledger that she has holding her down still. She lets her out. And there's a fight as they're falling to the earth, towards the platform, where Yelena actually gets the final blow in Dreykov, because as he gets into the helicopter, Yelena stabs down into the machine, makes it explode, and this is where the sin is, because the CGI in this moment is terrible. It just is. Where she is being blown back by the explosion, it's awful. It is. And
you are a critic, my friend.
It doesn't make the movie bad, but that moment...
You said it's awful.
It is.
The
CGI is awful.
You're triggered by it, so it means it's awful because the CG.
Well, yeah, because the CGI in that moment was really bad.
And you know what? I was looking at the CGI. I was just enjoying the movie.
Well, you have to acknowledge the good.
That you're anally retarded.
Well, you know what? It doesn't take away from the falling fight. Black Widow falls a lot. It makes you realize. But this time, she doesn't die. But this is before. Maybe she could have used this later down the line.
Her theme song, the opening song, shouldn't have been "Smells Like Teen Spirit." It should have been "I get knocked down, but I get up again."
Nah, it should have been "Falling to Pieces."
Really?
Oh,
I was thinking "Free Falling" by Tom Petty.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Free falling. Yeah, but she ends up in a fight with Taskmaster, saves Yelena on the way, giving her a parachute, and they end up on the ground. There's a quick sword fight moment. It's a little weird, but it's good. It's good. And that's when Natasha finally is able to take a vial, get it to Taskmaster's true face behind the mask, and that's when she snaps out of the programming. And this is pretty much towards the end, and everybody, it's all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
And they part, but not before we get to see Natasha a few weeks later after the government was after her. Somehow she escaped. She has her blonde hair. She's wearing the vest that Yelena is saying is so great.
So many pockets. You can fit whatever.
In the car.
It's so great. You'd be surprised about how much you can fit in
the car scene with her. Look at clothes. The vest. I love it.
Yes, and she, her friend, her contact, I don't remember his name, gets her a Quinjet, and she's going to find Cap, and this leads into Infinity War, but that's already happened.
Right.
That's where the movie ends.
Friend, yeah, because the friend has given her a Quinjet or something.
Yeah.
Presumably, this is the thing that works. Because if you notice, everything that he's given her up to that point falls apart or breaks.
Yeah.
Well, I also want to point out this is also after the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., so people are probably selling those.
Maybe.
Stealing them
Maybe.
for money.
He managed to find it, though, and that's the one they used to break all the people out of, what's it called?
The raft. The raft.
The raft, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it would be awesome if this was the lead up to Infinity War, but it's not. What this does lead to in the post-credit scene is Yelena, and she's at Natasha's grave, which doesn't have a body in it. It's
a memorial site. Actually, and I saw this. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was going to say, I saw this with my sister-in-law, who's very, very observant. So when Natasha is in Dreykov's office, she wants to find out about her real mother. That was like a thing that popped up several times in the movie because she thought she was abandoned by her mom, but her mom actually, I think, was pressured to giving her up or something, and she was looking for Natasha when she was a kid. And so you find out Dreykov says that Natasha's real mom is buried somewhere by a cherry blossom tree. And so if you're watching that final scene where Natasha's grave is, there's a cherry blossom tree there. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yep, I did too. But this moment is cut short. This sweet little whistle and stuff.
Yeah, she's doing the whistle. Yeah.
Who else but the woman we met in Falcon and Winter Soldier shows
Elaine.
up.
Yep.
Elaine, is that her name?
Elaine from Seinfeld. Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the actress.
Yes.
Is she also named as Madam Viper? Or is it Madam Hydra?
I don't think it's Madam. I don't think it's Madam Hydra. It's what's her name from S.H.I.E.L.D.? Contessa. Is it the Contessa?
Contessa Louise. It's a 4-part name.
She has a long name, and I can't remember the name. Valentina.
But I remember, but in the comics, she's tied to Hydra.
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Indeed. And she has a mission for Yelena. And shows a picture of the man who killed Natasha, Clint Barton, Hawkeye.
You know what? You know what's going to happen down the line? You're going to see, because remember, this is a second part of her team she's going to be putting it together. U.S. Agent, Yelena, the Black Widow. Are we going to have a Dark Avengers?
Either that or Thunderbolts. I've heard both of those names thrown about.
Yeah.
I'd be down for either of those. This is very hard for me, though, because even though my name, as you can see, suggests that I'm a Yelena fan, I've been a Hawkeye fan for much longer. I like the character of Hawkeye and Clint Barton and everything. So if I have to watch these two fight, I don't know who to root for. Obviously, Hawkeye did not kill Natasha.
Well, don't worry. Kate Bishop will save Hawkeye.
No, lucky the pizza dog will save Hawkeye.
And then America Chavez will show up and be like, high five.
Absolutely. Well, no, absolutely. That's not going to happen. But you know what? This is, even though it's not properly placed on the MCU timeline, it's really not. It should have happened way earlier. Doesn't belong in Phase 4 at all.
Nope.
It is a good movie.
Right after Civil War. It should have come out right after Civil War.
Yes, absolutely agree. But this is a good movie. And you'll see some people really kind of crap on it. It doesn't deserve it. Everything that we've described to you is a lot of fun. Even the bad CGI moment, okay, that's passable though. This is a good movie. You should be enjoying this. If you like action, adventure, this is the movie for you.
It's very similar in its vibe and tone to The Winter Soldier, which I think a lot of people agree is like the #1 MCU film story-wise. I wouldn't say it's up to Winter Soldier's level of storytelling, but it has that same vibe, kind of that same tone. And so, yeah, it's a really good film. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it.
we're going to have to have a video
like I said, Winter Soldier and probably this are probably on par together. I don't care what people say. I like both these movies, and these are probably better than Endgame, Avengers, all together because I just love it. You had action, and that's all you needed.
I wouldn't say it's better than Infinity War, but you know what? That's a conversation for another video, ranking the Marvel movies, or I guess entertainment at this point, because
you got shows in there now. Yeah.
But anyway, I think that about does it. We clearly enjoyed this movie. If you like what you heard, yes, you should watch it too. I wouldn't pay $30 on Disney Plus, but if you want to see this in the theater, do it.
Go get a matinee ticket. $5, have a blast.
And enjoy. So speaking for Froggy and the simp for Yelena, Zach, a new Zach, I don't know how often he's going to show up. We'll wait and see.
As often as there's projects that have Yelena Belova in them.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this, please like, comment, let us know your thoughts, and subscribe. And we will see you soon. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and bye!